Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Exclusive, and I'm Meghna Deka. Today, we are being joined by Rose Kandel, social media influencer, economist, as well as an activist. We are also being joined by another lady, Usha Rajak, who is a Nepali actor. Well, Rose, let me come to you first. It's very interesting. One of the placards, and that was very, very telling, if I could say, had said, "Leaders' children are returning from abroad with Gucci bags, and our children return in coffins." What is this protest all about?
You see, this protest is against corruption that has, poisoned the bureaucratic system for decades now. As you probably already know, Nepal is very reliant on remittances, and majority of our labor workforce have had to travel abroad in order to get their daily bread. A lot of the work environment abroad is not safe, henceforth the saying "return in coffin," whereas the leaders that were supposed to take care of the youth of this country, of the labor force of this country, to speak up for them, to create opportunities, to invest in that, they spend corrupt money for their children, sending them to prestigious universities all over the world while the education system in Nepal is lagged. And that's where the saying comes from.
But did you see this happening? Let me go across to Usha Rajak. You were part of these protests as well. You posted some videos on social media. Yesterday, you were part of a protest. It seemed to be a peaceful protest. There were smiles and there was hope. But today, look where it's managed to descend into. Complete dystopia that we see on the streets of Kathmandu. Protesters such as you, did you foresee something like this? Did you want something like this?
We did not expect this to escalate to this level. We are very surprised. Yesterday, when Gen Z protest posted, they talked about flowers, they talked about it being a very peaceful protest. I have a 15-year-old daughter at home. I was even considering taking her to the protest, you see. It was that kind of a, friendly advertisement of it all. And the turns it has taken has been very devastating and very sad. And we as a nation, we mourn. It has become disastrous. There are buildings burning everywhere.
Well, Rose, where do you stand on this? What happens next? Because yes, there may be serious reasons, as you have been speaking about, but at the end of it, what happens from here on is the question that everyone's asking. Yes, there are faces which are coming to light, such as Sudan Gurung, maybe one of the faces which has come to light, the Kathmandu mayor. However, you have deeper problems to solve. It's not an overnight fix. We are talking about deep economic recession that we have seen, the gloom that we have seen over the economy of Nepal. Can someone like Gurung take it forward?
Absolutely, that's a great question, and I would like to add something to the previous statement. It has to be noted by the international community that our campaign was infiltrated by political parties who turned into violence, and after the massacre had happened, it had raged today, and the devastation of infrastructure can be seen. To your question, I believe that right now our main focus is to appoint a leader. That is our biggest focus. That has to be our biggest focus, to appoint a leader who is going to act as an interim prime minister, who is going to lead us to an elected position for prime minister. We need to come up with a better reform. We need to study everything that has been written into our constitution, study it, change it, implement it, and update it thoroughly throughout the system. Everything needs to change. You are right, we're in the middle of an economic crisis, but doing these things, if we take it step by step, I think it will be very successful.
Okay, it needs to be a step-by-step, but what happens right now, Usha Rajak? What's happening on the streets right now?
Oh, I was on the streets today. I could not join yesterday because I was at work. I'm an actor. I was in the theaters the entire day. I panicked because my child was at home sick, you see. And by nightfall, by the afternoon, they had announced a curfew. Today, I was out there in the streets. It was even fiercer than yesterday. You see, like the anger
Yes,
has got onto people. There has been, as you can see, there's been fire and people burning buildings. They have burned our courts. They have burned our archaeological centers. You see, it's really horrible. I couldn't just stay home. My family forbade me, because I'm a mother and I'm responsible for a child. My family requested me not to go to the streets because I'm a responsible parent. But my duties as a citizen, you know, just because my child did not die does not mean that others did not die. We have deaths. We have deaths quartering up to 15 or maybe more, and so many injured. I went out there for the children, and there was rage. We were all angry. We wanted justice. We wanted the government to take accountability for their actions, which they did, and the Prime Minister has resigned, and now we're waiting for a new government.
But Rose Kandel, here's the problem. When we see these visuals coming in from Kathmandu, when we see the parliament being set on fire, when we see the President's house, the Prime Minister's house, the vandalism, ministers being set on fire themselves, their families being targeted, this cannot be condoned. No matter what the ends may be, the means do matter. This cannot be condoned.
Absolutely, this cannot be condoned. It must need to have an immediate stop on any form of violent attack. We need to bring these people to justice, but in the right way, in an ethical way. We need a leader as soon as possible who can put an end to all of this. I think we need a unified voice to put an end to all of this.
Well, Rose, interestingly, you said that there was hinted towards some kind of a conspiracy. This is not us. Who is this then?
So it has been reported that various representatives from different political parties had infiltrated yesterday to the protest. They vandalized the community. They had climbed up the walls of the parliament building and waved with leaves and branches, thrown stones into the compound. Obviously, it might be impossible to decipher who belongs to what, but based on the action, based on the leader of Hami Nepal, we had been advocating, and they had been advocating, that we must stay peaceful. We must not even litter on the ground that we're protesting. So all of that, based on the organization, that was our purpose, that was our target. Unfortunately, that was not, we could not control any of that, and I think there needs to be an investigation on that as well.
But who is in control right now? And I agree with you, yes. There were calls, videos which were put out by Gurung as well, saying, let's have peaceful protests. He said students must come there in their uniforms to say that this is a student movement. There's a cap which has been put on even those who are coming out to protest, that everyone should be at least 28 or below. We do not want older people, but clearly something has gone horribly wrong. Usha Rajak, from here onwards, I ask you, do you trust the student unions, to the student NGOs to take this forward? The army has been brought in. Who's in power? Is it the army who's controlling?
It is a very difficult time to trust anyone. Like Rose said, there has clearly been an infiltration. Infiltration not only from the inside, you see, not only from the political parties from within the country, but as you see, we are Nepal. You know, we have been obviously controlled by political forces from beyond borders. And it is a very, very sad thing. You see, this is what happened in Bangladesh, and several organizations, several countries, very powerful ones, have been blamed openly. You know, there has been, call it controversial, conspiracy theories, call it very close observation of the truth that people do not want to talk about openly, but clearly there has been an infiltration. And obviously, you see, like if they are able to do this, if they are able to reach this level of
radical forces coming to power,
this level of exhibition, they are clearly able to choose a leader of their own choice. And you know, like
So that's very interesting that you have talked about Bangladesh. Rose, one quick question. Do you fear the worst, what you've seen in Bangladesh, a student uprising turning into a radical uprising? Till date, there's been no solution in Bangladesh either.
It's definitely heartbreaking, yes. That could be an initial projection of what could happen. Technically looking, if we look at the logistics, yes, that could have a potential. However, I have a positive feeling about this. I have a positive feeling on the movement and on the people of Nepal. I do hope, I am trying to raise awareness as much as I can in order to pursue appointing a leader, making that a priority and proceeding further. But we have to wait and watch what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. But I personally do have faith that it will be resolved in a few days.
In a few days, well, we hope that the optimism stays, because today it's been raised down to anarchy. The screens are filled with visuals of flames, of fire, of blood. This is unacceptable, especially in a peaceful Himalayan kingdom like Nepal is known to be. Thank you so much, Rose Kandel, as well as Usha Rajak. I understand it's not an easy time for you, those who are part actively of the student protest today, to see it descended into this chaos. But hopefully there is going to be peace which returns to your kingdom. Without a short break, don't go anywhere.